If you're a sports fan, make sure you go check out SportsCastr for all of your sports needs. Whether you're a football fan, basketball fan, or baseball fan, this app is the perfect way to get news for your team and is an app I personally use myself in case any of you guys want to check out my pregame, halftime, or postgame streams. I'll leave a link in the description below. What is up, Pats Nation? It's Patriots Couple back here with another video, and in this one, the New England Patriots have placed wide receiver Josh Gordon on the injured reserve, which will be ending his season with the Pats. Obviously, this comes as a very interesting move and a very shocking while confusing move here by the Patriots, as Josh Gordon's injury that he suffered versus the Giants just the other week is considered to be minor. It's really the same incident that Sony Michel went under. And today in practice, Josh Gordon was spotted all smiles with newly acquired Patriots wide receiver Mohamed Sanu. And it was also said that today in his rehab session that Josh Gordon ran 22 miles per hour and is very, very, very close to being able to returning to the field. The New England Patriots obviously already have a good amount of injuries here on offense, especially at the wide receiver position. I mean, that's literally why they went out and they traded a second-round pick for Mohamed Sanu. Now, Josh Gordon definitely has not been used to his full potential this year, especially compared to last year. A lot of us have had super high, and I mean super high expectations here for Josh Gordon. And even Josh McDaniels came out and said it, that they need to utilize Josh Gordon more because right now they aren't doing it. And if they're able to get him the ball, then this offense goes from to a whole lot better. Let's keep in mind that Josh Gordon, of course, has always been a guy who has dealt with a lot of different issues when it comes to alcohol and drugs and whatnot. And the same incident happened last year after the Patriots traded with the Cleveland Browns for Josh Gordon. He ended up getting suspended from the NFL indefinitely. We all remember that this was a super big thing here with the Patriots, but the Patriots really stuck with Josh Gordon the entire way through rehab and whatnot, even gave him his own Super Bowl ring. And really, we were all just waiting for Josh Gordon to finally be able to come back to football. About August rolls around, and Josh Gordon is finally able to return to the team. And, of course, by now, the rest is history. So far this season, Josh Gordon appeared in 6 games and was targeted 36 times, hauling in 20 receptions for 287 yards, averaging 14.4 yards per reception and a touchdown. And of course, last season with the team was just remarkable. It was really historic as he played in 11 games for the Patriots, was targeted 68 times, hauling in 40 receptions for 720 yards, averaging 18 yards per reception, along with 3 touchdowns. So clearly, Josh Gordon has exactly what it takes to be with the Patriots. We saw it last year. Sadly, for some reason, with all the offensive issues that the Pats are having, one of those issues apparently is not being able to get Josh Gordon involved in the team. He's that guy that is able to play literally anywhere in the field. We've seen him on the middle of the field. We've seen him on the outskirts of the field here by the sidelines. And wherever he is, he just does amazing things. He's a guy that goes up there. He gets those 50-50 balls. He comes down with them. He uses his 6'3" height and his 225-pound body as his advantage. And we've seen this multiple times. If you don't know what I mean, go and look at his highlight reel here with the Patriots and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. He has a great connection with Tom Brady, which really was the biggest thing here when Josh Gordon joined the team, is how is he going to be able to do with the Pats? How is he able going to be to pick up the playbook? But more specifically, how is he going to do with Tom Brady in that connection? And right away they clicked, which was a very, very, very special thing. Him just doing a little slant, Tom Brady just throwing it, 5-10 yards up the field here on a slant, was easy enough for Josh Gordon to turn into a minimum of a 20-yard game. And of course, the Patriots adding Mohamed Sanu was really a good feeling here for all the New England Patriots fans. It really was a little bit of some weight lifted off of our shoulders. We said, all right, you know what? We got Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, Josh Gordon, Philip Dorsett. Like, our receiving core is being put back together. And then Josh Gordon gets put on season-ending injured reserve. Now, the only thing here is that it gets a lot worse than him just being placed on the IR. Now, let's also keep in mind that when Josh Gordon came back, he was able to finally sign his tender, which is just a 1-year minimum here with the Pats. So past the season, he's not signed with the team. Now again, when I said it gets worse, I mean it gets worse because the New England Patriots are actually expected to end up actually releasing Josh Gordon once he's healthy, in which Gordon will be able to play with a new team at some point this season, because let's again keep in mind, Josh Gordon's injury is not severe, and he's expected to be a full go really any day at this point. The other interesting part to this story is again the fact that Josh Gordon in practice today with Mohamed Sanu, warming up, smiling. Again, he ran 22 miles per hour on the treadmill during rehab, and then later he's put on the injured reserve, which, believe it or not, Josh Gordon didn't even know he was on the injured reserve. So when all of us Pats fans are freaking out, wondering what the heck, where did this come from? That is the same reaction Josh Gordon was having. Once the NFL posted on their Instagram saying that Josh Gordon was being placed on season-ending injured reserve, he actually posted a comment there and he said, "Interesting." Now, the other interesting part to this deal is the fact that the Patriots will actually save $2 million in cap. So an extra $2 million will be freed up here for the Pats. And for anyone saying, well, they brought on Mohamed Sanu, they brought on that core special teamer that I just made a video about. Go watch that if you have not. But in Justin Bethel, so the New England Patriots brought in two guys. They need to make room for those two guys on the roster. But the New England Patriots already released two players today to make room for those two guys. So putting Josh Gordon on the injured reserve and ultimately releasing him at some point actually frees up a roster spot now for the Patriots on the 53-man roster. At this current time, I do not have any more details except for this, the fact that Josh Gordon is being placed on injured reserve. His season is over. He will not be returning with the Patriots. He'll be a free agent at the end of this season. And the Pats are expected to release him once he's healthy. Now looking at your wide receivers, you are going to have Julian Edelman, Mohamed Sanu, Philip Dorsett, Jacoby Myers, Gunnar Olszewski, and yeah, that's currently where you're sitting, because let's keep in mind N'Keal Harry also has not actually been activated yet. But that's going to be it for this one. What are your guys' thoughts on this whole crazy, interesting, confusing scenario? Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, I'll catch you guys in the next one.